Good morning, everybody. I am heading off early this morning to catch up with some advisors for breakfast, and I thought I would shoot this quickly because I'm actually ready in time because my kids aren't awake yet. But what I wanted to talk about today was this whole concept of change, and I'm doing this from my car because I don't know if you can see, there is the most glorious sunrise behind me. And the thing about humans is we are raised, we are born into a world of constant change. You know, I talk so much lately about people that talk about the weather. Oh, I hate the change in weather. People get colds. And then we go, wait a minute, if it was summer all of the time, well, I'm talking about people in Australia here. If it was summer all the time, it would get a little bit boring, and our routine would probably start seeing us doing really silly things. So we are quite used to change. The seasons change, the sun gets up later and later, and that might change some of our habits and the way that we respond. We want to stay in bed a little bit longer, but it's part of the human condition. And a lot of people thrive on that because it's part of growing. So at the moment in this profession, there are so many changes surrounding us, and I know that there's a lot of people that are challenged by that. It feels overwhelming, but the fact of the matter is, you can't control the world around you. You cannot change the fact that the sun's coming up at different times of the day, the weather's changing. Same within our industry. There are certain things external to your business that you cannot control, and yet you can absolutely control the habits that you have every day, the things that you do in the business, the way that you and your staff engage with your clients. Because you are in a game where your clients are dealing with change all of the time. The reason that they come to you for advice is because they want better things in their life. They want different things. They're going through a transition. They're moving into retirement, or they're moving properties and so forth. So believe it or not, you probably already know this. You're actually quite adept already at assisting people to move through change. So why is it so difficult to do this ourselves? I think there's two reasons. Number one is because it's really difficult to embrace when you feel like change is being forced upon you. So there might be some changes happening in the industry right now that you don't agree with. And that can be a challenge to move through, because if only people would listen to you, if they understood the long-term ramifications of this. But you've got to be able to push that aside and move forward through those changes. Ignore the fact that you think they're forced upon you, and look at them through a different lens and think, okay, where's the positive I can find in this? The second thing about this, and this actually comes from an interview I did yesterday for Evolve Alliance, which I'm really excited about. I was talking to a gentleman that runs change management. It's a digital champions club. So he runs a program with small businesses or people from larger businesses who are moving through digital transformation. And it's almost like a support program, teaching them how to do it. And he said to me, Sue, there is never perfect. There is only better than the status quo. So if you're waiting around trying to discover a business model or trying to come up with a solution to handle all of these changes that is going to be perfect, you're going to be waiting for a really long time. The other thing he said that I really love, and everybody in change management understands this, is that when you're trying to make significant change within a business, if you're going to be asking yourself as well as your staff to be doing different things, using different techniques, whether it be your pricing model or whether it be the way that you engage staff or the compliance stuff that you got to deal with, when you're asking people to do things really differently, one thing at a time, or at least start out with a few small things that they can embrace easily, they can learn to use, they can enjoy some wins from, some success from, and then you will find that they will start to embrace more and more change, and it becomes a compounding thing. But if you walk in and decide that we're going to completely shift everything in the business from day one without teaching them how to do it, then you're going to be struggling. So one of the things right now is grandfathered commission. If you've got a whole bunch of grandfathered commission in your business that you know is going to be going soon, and you're working out your strategy for how to deal with this, you want to work with two things. One is, how are you going to train yourself and your staff in order to have these conversations to shift people onto your better service model? And also, how are you going to approach the clients? So they may have come to you and chosen a policy or purchased a policy from you a long time ago when perhaps you didn't use the type of engagement techniques that you have now. Your value proposition may have been a lot shallower than it is today. So how do you approach them and help them understand that you can actually add a significant amount more value in their life, and you can support them a lot better with the new service proposition that you have? understanding the fact that not everybody in that book is going to want that service proposition or even need it. So you might want to get really clever at your aiming technique. So understanding from a overall campaign position, who are the people that really sit in your sweet spot of ideal client, the right kind of age group, demographics and so forth, and they'd be the ones that you'd be talking to. So on this beautiful morning with such a glorious sunrise, stop, take a breath. If you're feeling heavy this morning heading into the office because you're feeling the weight on your shoulders, just remember, one thing at a time. Look at what's happening in your business, pick the areas that you can get some good wins, decide on a strategy for how to handle those wins, and then start moving forward. I know the term is really boring and it's not engaging and people don't like it, but this term business plan is going to be the solution for you. So have a look at everything that's happening in your business, figure out the things that you can move through, the things that you can start creating a strategy to change, map it out into your plan for the next 12 months. Some of the things aren't going to happen for 6 months' time. That's okay. You do not want to be committing to everything all at once, but build that into your plan so that you can actually stop and rest and understand that yes, you will create a plan, you will have some strategies in place at the right time to deal with the changes you know you need to make in your business. And then you can just breathe and enjoy the experience of transforming your business. Just like you breathe and enjoy the beautiful experience that is happening behind me in the sunrise right now. Because with change can have great beauty, it can create great beauty. So I hope that helps you. The big thing that's happening around now and the next sort of 6 weeks or so is people really stopping to think about what is going on my business plan for next year. And if you want some help with that, we have our Business Evolution Blitz coming up where you can tap into my coaches to help with the ideas around strategy and also follow a really great recipe to help you get it all out of your head, get your plan in place, figure out how you're going to move through the changes coming up. And we'd love to see you there. So you can check out elixirblitz.com and I will chat to you soon.